we're so honored to have both of you on today, and this is such an exciting time for this movie to come out because we're in a strange time in the world, and so we need some good positive messages. And it almost seems like there's the absolute right time for this to come out, which you probably could have not have known when you were filming this, right?
Truly, it's a timely film, and coming through the pandemic, and we shot this film for 6 weeks up in Vancouver in 2021. So yes, we are absolutely coming from a strange and interesting time, but I think this film's timeliness is perfect. I mean, we couldn't have planned it any better.
Yeah, we're living in a very polarized world, very divided world, and people are increasingly unable to work together across racial barrier, political differences, and ethnicity differences. So scientists bring a new vision. Scientists bring a new vision to the world that we need to reappreciate our country, reappreciate humanity, and be more willing to work together. What's better way to bring that message than the message of an immigrant who used to not have freedom?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, Terry, you've been in a lot of great things. But sitting next to someone that you're playing, that's got to be an extra added a little bit of extra pressure because there's a lot of times they're fictional characters, but this is something real and something very important. So were you a little bit apprehensive, like, oh, I hope I don't mess this up?
Yeah, this is a bit of a different bag than playing a fictional character, and I was
Mhm.
I was, to be honest, a bit terrified stepping into the role, but you have to let that fear seep in, and then you got to address it and let it go because there's work to be done. And the fact that we shot in a time where we actually did have quite a bit of prep time, quarantining and whatnot to get into it, so we had the ability to share a lot of stories, have a lot of deep, meaningful conversations to get to know each other. And for me, that's paramount in getting to know a real life person that I'm playing. And I've been privileged to play, a few in my career, but Dr. Wang is one of the most esteemed doctors in his field. And, to have him there every day and ever present was an invaluable experience.
Yeah. And Dr. Wang, you must be happy. You have a great actor and good looking actor too. This is good.
Yes, yeah, he's younger and better looking and everything. But Terry's amazing. He brought out the depth of the character, and watching him just portraying me, not only just my experience, he brought in part of his life experience into a character's a fuller, very powerful character telling the story. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, people look up to both of you. And while you have very different fields, people still aspire to be who each of you are. And so, what kind of advice would each of you give to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps and do what you do?
Well, I think this lands on a lot of the central themes of our film
Mhm.
is, one must persevere, one must have faith in oneself, but also understand that, obstacles and failures in life are a part of life and that we gain momentum and get stronger from these obstacles. And Dr. Wang is the archetype of this model. So, not only is he inspiring, but just as someone who's so esteemed in his field, it's just incredible to see the work that he continues to do to this day.
Mm. Yeah, for me, I take care of folks with vision problems every day. And those folks who appreciate vision sight the most are those who used to be blind or couldn't see. So sight is a movie to remind all of us who can see in the world that there are folks who cannot see, the blind orphan children. And we need to recognize that we are so blessed to be able to see. Let's appreciate more by being more willing to help those who couldn't see, and by being more willing to work together.
Mhm. And you'll like this one. So my co-host Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame, and we all know the Hail Mary term. Of course, there's also a religion's inference too. But he wanted me to make sure that I asked both of you your Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career where you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for you?
I'll keep it really short because this could be a very long story. But
Yeah.
I had graduated. I dropped out of university, unlike Dr. Wang, and moved to the Cayman Islands at about 19, and really had my first life's epiphany down there. Had had a bit of a question of what I want to do with the rest of my life. And I sat down on the beach one day. I was terrified of being stuck as a bartender for 40 years. And I took a retrospective of what I'd love to do in school and as a child, because at that time in your life, I think that those joyous moments are true, you know, when you're younger and you just levitate towards what you love. Drama was one of them. So I picked up my bags, I packed up my bags, moved back up to North America and pursued my dream. And that was over 25 years ago.
Mm.
Wow. And Dr. Wang?
My Hail Mary moments is as depicted in the film. I was trying to
Mhm.
help this blind orphan child Kajal, and I realized that only to help restore her eyesight, I had to reduce the eye scarring, and only unborn child can heal without scarred fetus. But how do you do research on fetus to help patients, but without hurting the fetus, him or herself, without hurting a life? And they say there's no common ground between science and moral ethical faith principles. Is that really true? Fortunately, I persevered, and I'm a Christian. I pray to God for a solution, and was able to, in this case, find a common ground to advance science research, also protecting life at the same time by using the amniotic membrane, the placenta. So I recognize that we all need help, but doesn't matter how capable we are as human beings, we need to be humble to ask God for help.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful message for the movie, and was so excited for everyone to get to see it in the theaters. And we really, really appreciate your time and, of course, all the great work that you do. And look forward to talking to both of you again soon.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Thanks for your
Okay.
time.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.